holidays and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. However you celebrate this time of year, I hope you're having a really great time, and of course reading lots of manga or watching lots of anime as per usual. This video is a little bit of a gift to you guys to kind of round out the year, and it's a nice little way that I thought I could cap off the year of YouTube. And my sort of first year of actually trying to create YouTube videos. So the year's been really fun. I've recently got a new job. I'm moving to a new city, so everything seems to be coming together. And of course, I'm super happy that I sort of took the leap and decided to create YouTube videos. The response has been really great. I've reached way more subscribers than I ever anticipated or expected. So, you know, thanks so much to anyone who has subscribed already. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome, and I hope you enjoy the content. Yeah, diving in, this isn't really a top 10 video of just 2019 manga titles, so pause before you go and do this. Lie to me, will you? Dislikes for you. May have given you a view, but you will know my rage. I'm gonna go and kick a cat. Please just bear with me a moment. So this list is actually a list of manga that I either picked up in 2019 or, you know, only started reading in 2019. Before you go, you know, typing away in the comments down below that this manga came out in 2010 or something like that, then I'm aware. Some of these I'm a little bit late to the party, but yeah, I thought it'd be a lot of fun. I thought it'd be cool to kind of share with you guys what my highlights of 2019 were. And of course, let me know down below in the comments what some of your favorites were this year and if there's anything that I should be checking out. So yeah, diving in really quick. Of course, this wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't talk about Inio Asano. So the first pick for my list of 2019 was of course Dead Dead Demons Destruction. And this was a really easy choice for me, and I'm definitely sure this didn't come out in 2019, but I'm pretty sure it only started publishing here in 2019, if not late 2018. So albeit a very slow start and a very slow-paced story, this is all about an alien invasion and how a group of school children and society in general, I suppose, deal with this alien invasion and how they kind of come to terms with it, how they accept it into their daily lives, and how it becomes a bit of a normal you know, part of the routine. It's really weird, it's really dark, of course, it's Inio Asano, and it takes a really wild turn about volume 3 or 4. So for those of you that are going to comment saying that it was really slow and boring, it's actually not. It does a lot of good character development that I really enjoyed. All of the characters are really fleshed out and very, very interesting. And as I said, by the time it hits volume 4, it definitely takes a very, very weird turn, and it comes out of nowhere, and I absolutely love it. Another reason that this made the list is because Viz Media seems to be just killing it at the minute with these signature editions. I really love these covers. It's got a really cool, like, glossy kind of printed title on the front, and they almost like pan out into a really huge sort of poster of the characters. Although they are expensive, so these are more on the expensive side of manga at the moment. This single volume is like £10, so it's an extra like £4 than you would normally pay for a volume of manga, or even more if you get your manga pre-owned. But if you can find this in your local comic book store or online, then I would 100% recommend it. And I definitely think that this is going to be Inio Asano's best work to date. So next on the list, yet again, another series that I was late to reading, and that is the Promised Neverland. So this was a really cool series, pretty new from Shonen Jump. I believe that it's only got a few volumes, so it's going to sort of tie up pretty soon, which I like. So I prefer like short and compact stories that are more well-rounded than ones that tend to drag on forever and, you know, don't really go anywhere and have, you know, really sort of terrible character development. Not looking at anything in particular. But this, for me, you know, didn't fit into any sort of stereotypical shonen box. It really sort of felt a little bit more seinen, and, you know, kind of got the horror aspects to it as well, which I really enjoy in all the manga that I read. So if you haven't read The Promised Neverland, I will not tell you anything about it. I would just tell you that you should definitely check it out. And maybe not if you're, pretty young or a bit on the squeamish side of things, but it's rated older teen, so use your own discretion and don't blame me if you have nightmares. So next up, we have a series that I seem to have been singing the praises of since I picked it up, and that is Happiness by Shuzo Ashimi. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I post a lot about this, or at least I did when I was reading it, because the reason being that I picked up, I think, 6 volumes of this, mostly on a cover buy, and also because, I know that the author's quite renowned for creating really good stories, and, the premise of it really interested me. And I actually binge read all 6 of them in an evening. I put on Twitter, I think it took me like an hour and a half to read all 6 volumes, which was crazy fast for me. But this is all about a school kid that becomes a vampire, and I was a little bit like apprehensive. I thought it was going to be all, that side of vampires, the side that you just don't really like. And I definitely didn't think it was going to be this side of vampires, because, it's not really for adults. It's rated 16 and up, so older teen yet again. So I didn't think it was going to be too bad. But it's a fantastic read. It's really kind of fast-paced. There's a lot of panels that are just action, so there's not too much to read, but that doesn't mean that the story isn't diverse. So as my first Shuzo Ashimi work, I can definitely vouch for his genius as a mangaka. I think, they've got a really great way of pushing the story forward with fantastically wonderful characters, but this one in particular just hit some really kind of grotesque points that I wasn't expecting. And the last volume's coming out, I believe, at the end of December, maybe early January, and I can't wait to see how it rounds off. So yeah, expect a full review of this soon for sure. Okay, so from one seinen to another, perhaps one of, if not my most favoured series of 2019, and that is Dorohedoro. I talk about this an awful lot as well, so it needs no introduction, I would say. But for those who don't know about the story, it's about wizards. It's about a guy with a lizard's head. And it's very, very violent. Again, it's pretty gory. But yeah, there's wizards in there, and they conduct experiments on normal people. There's a giant cockroach in there at one point that kind of like attacks people. Like, it's really cool. I really like it. And these covers are really nice. Again, Viz Signature Editions. And this is one of the few series that I completed in 2019. So I'm really happy that the final volume has now been released from Viz Media. And this again is ridiculously big. Like, if you look, the difference between volume 1 and the final volume is just, chalk and cheese. But yeah, great series, really love it. And if you haven't read it, then what are you doing? Go read it now. Okay, so next is a series that I know a lot of you constantly, sing its praises. Big it up to be, this really amazing sports manga, and I don't really like sports. I've never been a sporty person, so sports manga never appealed to me, but I actually really love this, and that is Haikyuu. So it's a volleyball manga. It's about a character that's pretty short, but, wants to be a volleyball player because he saw this very famous volleyball player on the TV that was quite short as well. But the problem is that he doesn't really have a team, and he just sort of plays on his own a lot at school, or ropes the local school kids into playing volleyball with him. And then he finally, gets accepted into quite a good volleyball high school, and he joins the high school volleyball team. And yeah, it sounds a little bit basic, but it's great. It's really, really good. I really like the anime as well. So for people who kind of enjoy, a more kind of relaxed experience, and something that has music and animation to it, then the anime is definitely the way to go. But I really like the manga as well. I think the art style is really, really cute and charming, and all of the characters are quite interesting. So I think the only thing that puts me off this is it's quite a long series. So it's still going now, and I'm pretty sure it's into like 40 volumes. So I do get a little bit apprehensive when it comes to series like that. So if you're thinking of picking this up, then I'd beware that, it is quite a long one. but I'm pretty sure that everyone in the comments and most people on Twitter will tell you that it's worth it. So, and I'm one of those people as well. So if you haven't read Haikyuu, then please go and check it out. Okay, so next is a series that definitely took me by surprise as well, and it's all thanks to you guys on YouTube and Instagram and things like that. So this was one that was a recommendation, and that is Gomibachchi. So this definitely didn't come out in 2019, it's quite an old series, and I'm struggling to find some of the volumes of it, but it's a very quirky series, and it's not like anything I've read before. So it's set in a world where it's constantly nighttime, so that makes the art style really different and really unique. And there's a lot more like dark screen tones used in the series for obvious reasons, but it's all about a delivery person who, you know, works for a company and they will deliver anything. It's got a lot of magic in it, it's got a lot of creatures in it, it's got everything you expect from shonen in it, but it just felt fresh. It felt new, it felt like something that, you know, I'd been missing, because it has like a little bit of a darker vibe to it, and a bit similar to D. Greyman. So anyone who's read D. Greyman, like, I know Base Senpai refers to it as an emo shonen series, which I can understand. But, you know, I kind of like that side of things, and I would say that this is very similar. It's perhaps a little bit girly, because the character designs are quite, you know, girly almost, if I can say that. Can I say that? Maybe not. Yeah, edit that out. But it's I'd say that it's a little bit cutesy. It's more cutesy than normal shonen, and it's more, I feel like it's more aimed at girls, but I love it. I think it's cool. I think it's got a lot of, you know, interesting things, and it's definitely something that I would recommend to people who are getting a little bit bored of how stale Shonen Jump can be at times. Coming in at number 7 is a shoujo series. So this year, as part of the YouTube channel, I started a series called Not Just for Girls. Now, a lot of you have kind of bashed that idea and, you know, criticized me a little bit by saying that I've kind of created a little bit of a divide, but that definitely wasn't my intention, because my intention was the opposite. I want to get more people to read shoujo, but other people have said that by putting a label on it and saying, you know, not just for girls, it kind of makes people think that it is just for girls. I mean, I don't know what you people want sometimes, so yeah, what the hell, that's a story for another day. But this is a shoujo series, and of the series that I've reviewed for the Not Just for Girls video series, this was my favourite, and that is My Love Story. It's super funny, it's super charming, it's probably one of the best things I've read this year, just because I don't read shoujo. Until this year, I didn't read any shoujo, and I love this. I am 100% on the shoujo hype train, and to all of you guys out there who are thinking, I can't read that, it's pink, then, you know, get a grip. It's awesome, and everyone should be checking this out. If you haven't already, go and watch my review video of My Love Story, so I'm not going to say too much on that, but yeah, definitely a highlight of 2019. Okay, the next 3 are my favourite of 2019, hands down. I won't do them in any particular order, because to me they're all my favourites of this year, and yeah, only one of them actually came out this year, so please no hate. But of course, I'm going to start off with my favourite shonen of 2019, and that is Black Clover. So no hate, don't go smashing that dislike button. I've already done a whole video about, you know, why I thought Black Clover was better than another particular series, and I'll continue singing the praises of this series until I die. It's that good. I mean, yeah, it's stereotypical. Yeah, it's about, you know, kind of like a character that looks similar to Naruto. He's a wizard, so it's similar to Fairy Tail, but I think that Black Clover knew at the beginning that it was all of the stereotypes, and then the more you read of it, it just flips it on its head. There's a particular arc, it's volume 16, and it broke me inside. It was the best thing that I've read in Shonen Jump all year, and to all of you out there who've read it, then you will 100% agree with me, I'm pretty sure. If you hate this series, then that's fair enough. Like, you don't like it, that's fine. But I just wanted to say that this is my number 1 for Shonen Jump, hands down, in 2019, and I definitely look forward to where this is going to go into 2020. So yeah, love Black Clover, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Okay, number 2 of my top 3 of 2019 is, well, probably be no surprise to you guys. It was the best pickup that I got this whole year. It was the best find, you know, that I've probably ever got in my entire sort of manga collecting hobby in general, and that's Gantz. So I love Gantz. I finished all of it. I definitely intend on reviewing it, but when that's going to come out, I have no idea, because I just don't have the time right now. There's a lot going on, and Christmas is a time to sort of relax and chill out, and sometimes I just don't want to make videos. But anyone who doesn't know, Gantz is ultra violent, it's ultra explicit, it's got a lot of nudity in it, but it's super good. It's really sort of just sci-fi through and through. It does everything that it wants to do, and that's the way that sci-fi should be. It introduces crazy things like that don't sort of fit, but you can tell that the author just really wanted to put them in there, and it escalates. So it has I think it's 3 or 4 arcs, and each arc gets progressively more bizarre and more crazy until it culminates into one sort of huge bloodbath that's just, carnage left, right, and center. And I loved it. I loved all of it. I binge read the hell out of this. I mean, you saw the haul, and if you haven't, I'll link it in this video, but there's 37 volumes, and I read them in 2 weeks. I just completely demolished this series. It's so good. And obviously you can't pick up these single volumes, at least not for very cheap. So if you haven't already, then 100% go and get those omnibus editions, because Dark Horse, they're not going to print many of them. You know what they're like. And this is a series that everyone should try at least once. It won't be for everyone. There's a lot of things in it that people will hate. But as I said, definitely in my top 3 of 2019, and possibly one of my top 5 series that I've ever read. And finally, number 1 in my top 10 series for 2019 is Cats of the Louvre. It should be no surprise. If you've watched my review video, you'll know my thoughts on this. This is a great series. It's compact. It's the highest quality release of 2019 by a mile. It's so good. It's so cool. It's heavy as hell. And yeah, as I said, you can't argue with this. I've read no Taiyo Matsumoto series before this one, and I think this is a great introduction. I think it really highlights his art style, it really highlights how good he can be at storytelling, and it's so quaint and unique. And yeah, it may not be his best series, I don't know. I haven't read his others, I imagine it's not, but for me, it's definitely the best thing that I bought in 2019, and it's the best thing that I read, hands down. Now, in typical fashion, it appears at this point that the video footage that I had for the rest of this actually got corrupted or didn't record, I'm not sure which. So instead of me dolling myself up just to finish talking and gushing over how much I love Cats of the Louvre, for which you can go and watch this review over here, I'm just going to show you some cute pictures of hedgehogs instead. Oh, look at his little face. This was the end of the video. I don't really know what else to say. I hope you enjoyed listening to my stupid opinions for the most part of 2019, as much as I loved delivering them to you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, despite this mistake. But yeah, here's to another wonderful year, and as I said before, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you.